and welcome to my channel. I'm Anastasia Orshak. Do you read books and articles in English? Does your method of reading help you to improve your English? A lot of English language learners are used to reading in the wrong way, and that's why in this video I want to share with you the right way of reading in the English language. So let's get started. But before we start, I want to say that reading in English has many benefits. Firstly, you increase your vocabulary with phrasal verbs, expressions, idioms, words, and more. Secondly, you kill two birds with one stone while reading in English. So you entertain yourself and improve your reading skill at the same time. And thirdly, you learn how to speak, write, and make sentences in English properly. As for me, I've remembered a lot of different grammatical constructions that I use every day just because I read on a regular basis. But there is a bad mistake that a lot of English learners make while reading in English. So please, if you just start reading in English, don't read out loud at home alone without a teacher who can control you and correct you if you pronounce something wrong. I had been making this mistake for a long time. And the main problem in this mistake is that you don't know if you read words correctly or not. So reading out loud at home is completely ineffective, useless, and sometimes even harmful way of reading. Anyway, it was harmful for me. 1 year ago, I was on level elementary, and then I started reading out loud alone. Obviously, I didn't know many words in English then, and I started misreading a huge amount of words. It took me a long time to remember how to read all those words properly. If you just start reading in English, my advice for you is to read and listen at the same time, or to read and then check your reading by listening to something you just read. For example, you can download an audio version of a book you're currently reading, or you can use different websites in the internet. I recommend you to start with Fast. On this site, you can read different small stories and articles, and then you can listen to their audio versions. Besides, this site can be useful for improving listening skill. Don't forget about the main benefit of reading and listening at the same time. When you read and listen, you remember how to read and pronounce words properly, and then you won't hesitate about reading of this or that word. Now I'm gonna tell you about my ways of reading in the English language. As you probably know, I'm a bookworm and I can't help reading almost all the time. So reading is my favorite skill to improve. I have two types of books on my bookshelf. The first one is books for studying. They're usually adapted ones and they include a lot of exercises and comments. I use all those books for studying, and now I'm gonna show you how I read these books. The first step, I read one page out loud. The second one, I comprehend something I've just read. So I look for different grammatical constructions such as conditional clause, passive voice, and so on. Thirdly, I check my reading. So if I hesitate about reading a word, I check the word in the internet. And the last step, I write down all the words that I don't know and then I learn them. When I finish reading a story, I do exercises. The second type of books on my bookshelf is books for pleasure. I don't work and study at all when I read books for pleasure. The main goal of such reading is sinking into a story you read. You know, it's such a great feeling when you forget about anything that surrounds you. You don't focus on letters and words, you even forget that you're reading in a foreign language. You just enjoy the process of reading and you enjoy a story you read. And I think it's important to be able to read in this way. I know it's a bit complicated. I couldn't manage this type of reading for a long time, but I practiced a lot and now I can do it. And if you want to read in English as you read in your native language, you just should try and work hard and train almost every day. I hope this video was useful for you. If it was, please let me know and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like this video as well. Thank you for watching. Bye!